actual game. So game 2 in this match.
Yeah. So they should start favoring Frederik, I think. Since the deck really does fold pretty hard to Flaying Tendrils. So if Frederik wasn't playing the 4 copies main board, he's sure to have them in there now.
Yep.
And he also has access to the dress to get rid of the Ulvenwald Mysteries, which is what gets Ian to snowball out.
Yeah, the black-green Delirium deck has become quite known for
beating Aristocrats. Also because Aristocrats usually does not have any type of answers against the Hexproof Autumnal Bloom.
Yeah.
So I also think that bringing in Conifer Strider is not a bad idea, even though it only has 1 toughness.
Yeah. I don't like Conifer Strider, to be honest. In the meantime, we got a message that in the Lars versus Peter matchup, they equaled it out, so 1-1 there. What was the problem?
Just handing over the deck list. That was still on the table.
Ah, yeah.
So there's a Tooth Collector. Taking care of the Elvish Visionary.
Yeah.
And Frederik is putting on the pressure pretty hard here. Alright, so the players still had the deck list on the table, but they were reversed, so no harm done there.
Merci. So we have a Catacomb Sifter entering the fray. It's the backup card, the safest card you can actually commit to the board against a deck that has multiple Flaying Tendrils. At least you get a little scry from the Scions on the table. All the other creatures that die don't do anything because they are exiled, of course.
Why is there a Flaying Tendrils next to the graveyard? Or is that just Frederik's way of putting his graveyard on the board? Okay.
So he's taking over the
Dredge Way of Life.
The trick that Tom van der Velde also uses, where he fans out the different types to show whether he has Delirium or not.
Yeah, okay. And Ian confusingly putting his graveyard sideways, making me think it's an exile pile.
Yeah, no, so these are all...
Those are actually in the graveyard.
Yes.
Alright, and then gets across for 2 again, thanks to the murder taking out the Sifter. And Ian is left with a single Eldrazi Scion and 3 lands.
Oh, so this is a more... We also see the Deadweight in the graveyard, a card that's almost made to destroy Tuco Husks.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the only permanent answer you can get for this lower price.
Yeah, that's true. Or in the mirror you have the Bone Splinters.
Yes. In the mirror I have Deadweight as well.
Yeah, true.
And but there we have the
there's the Husk.
So Husk being a central part of this deck, where you're generating a lot of small creatures, and with the Catacomb Sifter and other triggers,
Solopart Cutthroat. Yeah, and there's the Deadweight for the Husk. Yeah. So Ian's probably just gonna let this resolve, since there's no real reason to sack the sound here. Unless, what could he be thinking about?
I'm not sure if there...
I don't think there's anything that can save a Husk for a black and a colorless.
He has
so he's going to sack it. So now he
Wait,
has...
well, why is the... yes.
Yeah. So he sacked it to the Husk.
So he just wants to have a blocker in play this turn, so he
that
can block the Death Toucher.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I can see that. I can see not needing the Scion for anything.
Actually, yeah, the Scion could have blocked the Death Toucher, but the Tooth Collector...
Yeah, the Tooth Collector is a 2/2, I think. It's a 3/2, yeah.
So you can still block and kill the Tooth Collector now.
Yeah. I get... Yeah, okay, I get that play. So there's another Tooth Collector, making it into a 1/1, so I can't kill the Tooth Collector. I assume he's not going to attack with the Dryad.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so just goes in for 3.
Yeah.
Still gets blocked. So no reason not
Obviously.
to.
So for people who don't realize why Ian is blocking here, the end of the turn he loses the +2/+2 bonus, and it always dies. You cannot do anything about it dying at the end of the turn if it has a dead weight.
Right, and there is a... I'm not quite sure what that card one is. He tapped out for it, so...
Ian, welke kaart was dat?
Watcher on Loop, yeah,
Watcher.
that's the yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty big one, since it can block multiple creatures.
So apparently Ian has a Watcher in the Web. Pretty sure this
It's a card
comes
from
in
the
from the
sideboard.
side.
Yeah.
It's actually a great card
It's a
against
great
the
card
blue-white
against-
temple.
yeah.
If
That's the
you
reason it's
get
in
to keep it on the board.
Yeah.
So the hope you have is that you get to play this after the blue-white temple player has been
Spent their
reflector
removal,
maging and essence fluxing their mages.
There's 2 Overwhelmed Mysteries.
Okay.
That's pretty strong, especially since Watcher Up isn't going to get exiled. If it's gonna die, it's gonna die, and it's gonna make 2 clues. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty strong.
Yeah. So Overwhelmed Mysteries is the card that allowed this
There's
deck
another.
to be great,
Yeah.
not just good but great,
Yeah,
because it gives reload
so much
potential.
value, especially when there's multiples.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you've got these enchantments, you need the one, but multiples aren't really great. But these, if you have multiples of these, they synergize so well.
Yes.
A
Getting
single
2
creature dying
humans.
gets 4 humans. It's insane.
Yeah.
I think if you're playing a Black-Green Aristocrats mirror match, the first person to play Overwhelmed Mysteries is most likely gonna win.
But here we have the standard artifact and enchantment removal coming out of Aristocrats deck. Doesn't have the mana available to use it straight away, so if
So
Ian
Ian gets to
wants
make
to
4
trade
tokens if he
in
wants to.
for 4 tokens.
Actually, he can go for. He can go for. He has 4 mana.
Yeah.
He can do it. It's gonna be mana intensive, but
it's probably his best play.
it's probably the best play unless he has removal for the Caterpillar.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
huge.
I think if you
right
can kill
now.
the Caterpillar, yeah, I think that's always a correct play here. And I don't think he would have taken out the Bone Splinters. I don't see why he would do that. And he gets to draw a card, so.
Not sure how many Bone Splinters he still plays.
I
Because
think
he has a very atypical list.
I think he played 2 last time I played him. I tested again extensively with Ian, mainly because I like the mirror match, because I like spending 2 hours playing Magic. But
It reminds me of when I played Call the Bloodline Control against Black-Green Aristocrats. It just kept going on and on and on.
Yeah, there was a Gentry event where I was playing Ian and our first game was over just before time was called.
Yeah.
So Ian doesn't seem to have the removal spell for the Caterpillar here. So he could possibly just go land pass and activate it later, or
Well,
he gets a cutthroat to the board.
He can still sacrifice the second clue in response to the ability.
I know.
So. But the Tooth Collector.
Delirium isn't online because he has enchantment, sorcery, instant. He doesn't
have
type
creature.
Yet. Yeah.
So when does Tooth Collector trigger if it has?
Upkeep. It's an upkeep.
Yeah. So he won't get that.
Opponent's upkeeps.
So he
Interesting.
can actually get that effect by sacrificing the collector.
If he sacrifices the Caterpillar in upkeep, he gets to kill a thing.
He has 2 collectors.
2, he gets to kill two things from 2 tooth. What I'm wondering is, if you have the Flaying Tendrils here, would you play it?
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly.
He's so much stronger on
board.
board.
If he just gets Delirium by clearing Overwhelmed Mysteries, he gets to kill a soldier and a cutthroat in upkeep.
You're off so much better. Ian can't attack because there's Tooth Collectors with 2 toughness on the other side.
Yeah.
It's
I think Frederik is in a very strong position here. In the meantime, still no updates from the other tables. So it's still 1-0 for Michiel as far as we know, and 1-1 on the Lars versus Peter match.
Yep. So Ian on 2 cards.
Yeah. With
Frederik
virtually on 3.
Frederik in the tank on 1 card. But I don't really think he has any chance. Ooh, tapping both his green mana sources here.
That's pretty risky. So in response, Ian's gonna sack the clue, get 2 more humans, draw his card. And we just get news that Tom van Velde managed to get game 2, so now also they are at a draw. So they need to play game 3 to figure out who's going to go to the semifinals.
So we're in Ian's upkeep, and Frederik stacking his triggers correctly,
yeah.
getting rid of
The cutthroat first.
of the cutthroat.
Yep. Right, so in upkeep, Ian losing both creatures.
Yeah,
Going
drains
back to
1 life.
8. Going down. What's going on?
There,
Go
it
to
went into
8?
the wrong
Yeah.
direction.
Okay.
Kun jullie live toeters mooi in beeld doen? Ja, super.
Alright, so 8-19 is not looking good for Ian at all.
So he has 3 soldier tokens that can't
Yeah.
attack right now.
Well, they can attack. It's just very stupid.
Shouldn't attack right now.
I think the draw was a the 2-3.
Yeah, he just
sister.
wants.
Yeah, there it is.
He just wants creatures to die that can die.
Yeah, just so he gets the Overlord Mysteries, because he really needs to find.
Yeah.
Something like Sorin. He wants to find a Planeswalker, even, and he also needs to find fixing. At least if he still plays them.
Or just removal for Tooth Collectors.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I don't think the deck really has that much removal.
No.
I know my version played the 3 Bone Splinters main, there's some flying removal and Oblivion Strikes in the sideboard, but
this is sideboarded games.
I know this is a sideboard game, so he can have something like
that's
Oblivion Strike, but
A heretical.
there's a Liliana. Did he play before? No, I don't think he did. So he
No.
must have cut out Kiora to bring in Liliana. That's probably a good,
I think
probably a
that's.
very good choice. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still playing the negate, so he's still playing blue.
Is he still playing these?
Yes.
Okay, so is he playing islands also, or just splashing them off the whole out encampments?
No idea.
All right. So Liliana could be very interesting.
Ian is probably the greediest
Yeah,
deck
absolutely.
builder I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, either it
works.
goes well and it works and he just crushes you, or sometimes he just goes 1-3 and doesn't care.
Yeah. I think he has a very healthy outlook on tournament magic. So there's a grapple with the past. Grapple with the past puts a land, Ishka, and a Liliana into the graveyard. So
Also not allowed to take the Liliana.
yeah, that's a pity, because Liliana is very good against the Aristocrats deck, able at killing so many things. So I don't see him taking anything other than Ishkana here. Also,
The second caterpillar
the second pillar,
could be interesting.
could be interesting to take the Caterpillar back.
Still taking
Not something I
Ishkana.
thought about, but taking Ishkana,
Ishkana,
just a good card.
yeah, negating a lot of the
Yeah.
card advantage of the Ulvenwald Mysteries
Yeah.
as well, by
That's true.
providing
The
surviving blockers.
Yeah. Also, I think Yella is still only on a single green source.
He has two.
I think it's a swamp behind the forest.
I thought he has two, but I could be mistaken.
There's has not been a point where he had to have 2 green sources, so it could perfectly be that he doesn't. Alright, so why is everything dead?
Not sure. He sacrificed him to the
Sacrifice to
Abbey.
make an Ormodal.
That's something.
That's a thing. What does Frederik have to deal with an Ormodal? That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
I don't think we can show the Ormondal. No.
Ormondal is a 9/7
Yeah.
haste lifelink,
Flying
indestructible. Yeah,
Oh, and a zombie because
and
of
it's only
Liliana.
because Liliana. Yeah. So he doesn't have. He just has the Ormondal now, and he gets to draw a card from the. Oh no, he's crying from the Catacomb Sister. Okay. One going to the bottom.
So we're still in the upkeep. Frederik targeted. Oh, they need to go under.
Yeah.
Stop.
Andere woorden. Verkeerde woorden.
So this was all in the upkeep.
Right.
While the Tooth Collector triggers were on the stack, he just sacked all his creatures from under them.
Yeah.
Got a clue for the Catacomb Sifter.
Yeah. And then transformed the Liliana and got the Scry of the 2 tokens dying.
No.
And now he gets to attack with the Normandal, putting his life total up quite a bit higher. I assume Frederik is also playing Oblivion Strike in the sideboard.
I have no idea.
That would make sense.
Actually, it's the only one I do have. We're gonna lose the card viewer for a second here.
Oh no, your Facebook. So much.
Just a little bit. Where is Frederik?
In the meantime, Ian cracked the clue, drew a card, and swung in with Ormondal. So now it's 17 to 10.
So, what do we have?
Yeah, he has a single Oblivion Strike, he can deal with it. Also the Plummet targets, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So Plummet doesn't do anything. If he had the Clip Wings, does he have Clip Wings in the sideboard?
No.
Okay. So there's not a lot of answers to Ormondal here. So Ian had been behind for a bit, but all of a sudden he gets to go Ormondal and ride the Profane Prince to victory, unless Ian finds something.
That sounds like a really bad euphemism. Riding the Profane Prince to victory.
Look at the guy. I'd ride on his back, I trust him. Okay, so Frederik playing Ishkana, having 4 turns of blockers, if necessary. They do have reach, right? The tokens? Yeah, they do have reach. So that's 4 reach creatures here.
Yep.
That can.
Apparently, we had 2 channels open for audio. There was complaints that we had echoes on the mic, but we had 2 channels for audio.
Yeah, makes sense.
That must have gotten out of sync with each other.
Makes sense.
So,
right, so Frederik trying to put pressure here by attacking with his creatures, trading a Tooth Collector for a zombie and killing off another soldier. In the meantime, Ian is probably just going to want to attack with Ormondal, get blocked by a spider, gain 9 life, and do that 4 times.
Yeah, it's a plan. Ian doesn't have Flaying Tendrils available to him,
No,
I think.
he does not. It would be very strange, I think, for the Aristocrats deck to be playing Flaying Tendrils. He might try and waste any of his removal spells, killing off the Ishkana itself, though. So she can be recurred. If he can exile her. I don't think killing her is a good idea.
Yeah, the recursion that Frederik has would even just grapple with the past.
Yeah, it's actually... I don't know if attacking is actually such a good idea, because if Frederik has a grapple in hand, he could just bring her back, replay her, and have 3 more turns to find an answer.
Yeah.
Which he has to have brought in. I don't think you can not bring in Oblivion Strike against this deck. Especially if you don't have any answers to it mainboard.
Okay, but if you're not attacking, you're not developing or developing.
Yeah, that's true. It probably depends on how much cards Frederik has in hand, because I think he doesn't have a hand, and then I think you're safe to attack. Even though he plays a lot of recursion, I think if he has to get it off the top of his deck, I think you just can't afford not to attack. Yeah, Frederik doesn't seem to have a hand here.
Also, Frederik is 1 land off activating Ishkana's ability, but yeah, like we said,
I don't think that ability is relevant, since Ormondal is just going to gain 9 life every turn.
Yeah.
So, and I think even if...
But by attacking, he is opening up himself against attack backs that do 9, 13 damage. So suddenly
true, but
it does
he just played Soren, so that changes things.
mildly.
Soren starts with 5, right?
Yep.
So he could
6
kill
apparently.
6. Oh, so he can kill Ishkana and survive. Lone Rider stab because of the holdout settlement. Okay.
Yeah. Either you want to squeeze the card advantage out of Sorin or use it as removal because it's gonna die next turn anyway.
Yeah, I think killing Ishkana is fine since you take another turn off the clock.
Jump blocking.
Yeah, and he's still gonna have to send a creature to Sorin to actually finish him off.
Yep.
And you gain some life from it, so you're on an even bigger cushion.
Yeah, we see here that he actually needed the holdout settlement to pay for the mana.
Yeah.
I still think it's crazy that in his 5-color version he's still playing Ormondal.
It's not 5-color, right?
Well, it is.
He's splashing.
White
yeah,
for
he's still
Sorin.
splashing blue because of negates.
Yeah.
True. Wow, that's just wow. Alright, so Ian going to 25 here from the attack of Ormondal.
And again starting to move back the life total pad.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to tape it to the table if we ever have it on camera again.
I mean, we're not going back to the pieces of paper. We're never going back.
I have them on me.
We might move up to something even better, but we're not going back. This looks so much
apparently
better.
there's a nice tablet app you can use as well.
Okay. But I'm not a fan of screens on stream because the reflection can be, the glare could be bad. Right, so Ian's still trying to decide what. Okay, so he decides to plus Sorin, reveals a swap. Not very useful.
It's actually hard to say who exactly is winning.
I'm actually somewhat surprised Frederik didn't block with Ishkana because, I mean, he's played 1 grapple with the past, right?
Yes.
So it means there's 3 more.
So we have a Vessel of Nascency coming out.
And he's sending, ooh, that's a Kalitas. That's very interesting. So Kalitas is probably going to the hand. And he's sending Moldgrove Scavenger, land, and unknown card to the graveyard. So Kalitas is interesting because Ian doesn't get the clues anymore.
Yeah.
And extra 2/2s could provide Frederik with the power to actually race Ormondal. If Ian doesn't have any, because Ian won't have any extra gas off the Ultimate Mysteries. And this is all assuming that at least Sorin dies this turn. Potentially both Planeswalkers die.
But he has no blockers. Sorin is at 7, and I think Liliana's at 4.
Yeah, she's at 4 because he just plus
1, 2, 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 7.
Yeah, the problem is you can't
7 and 4.
You can't attack with everything because
Why
then you're
not?
just dead to a single drain. Because you don't have, if you don't leave blockers for Ormondal, you're dead to a cutthroat that you can kill.
Sure. Yep. Fair enough.
Or no, actually, if he doesn't leave back blockers, he's dead because there's a Dryad Arbor.
Yep.
So if he didn't leave behind the 1 spider, he's dead.
So he loses to any removal spell now.
Yeah, unless he had. Well, does he have the mana to play Kalitas?
No.
Oh, he has 3 lands.
He has the mana to play Murder.
Yeah, but we know that the 1 card in his hand is Kalitas. And so does
But
Ian.
Ian doesn't.
Ian does.
Ian knows, it's
because it's from
the
Vessel of Nascency.
Yeah.
So Ian knows that a single removal spell is enough here. The Tooth Collector ping isn't really relevant. Right, so making him discard the Kalitas with Liliana makes me assume that he doesn't have the removal spell. Yeah, he's just gonna swing in, gain 9 more life, clear a spider token. Is it 34 now?
Yeah, the thing with Frederik being forced to attack the Planeswalkers this entire time also means he couldn't keep up with the damage raise.
Ian gets such a big cushion that there's no damage raise even going on. Frederik needs to hit a grapple in 2 turns. And have the mana to grapple it and bring it back.
That was a land.
Yeah.
So it's starting to look like we have Ian in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Frederik still trying to go on the offensive. Not sure. I think he jump blocked both.
Yeah, seems. Yeah, that's what he did. No, that's the wrong token. Oh no, it's not the wrong token because it's of clues.
Yeah.
Where is the sign from Blister Pot? Was that a mistrigger?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like he missed the trigger of his sign. Yeah. That can happen. It is competitive. That does happen. Right, so Ian, why is there a cutthroat on top? Why is top revealed? I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
Liliana puts it on the top of your deck or in your hand? In your hand, right?
Ian, waarom heeft hij een cutthroat op top van je deck? Okay. He mortuary mired it to the top of his deck.
Ah, yes. Ja. We hadden gewoon de Mire niet gezien.
Right, so Mortuary Mire put the Zulaport Cutthroat back on top of his deck. Alright, so that's not as relevant as it usually is. Yeah, the chat just told us Mortuary Mire is indeed the reason. And the other tables are, as far as we know, still both at 1-1.
Yes.
I assume the Florida would have come and told us something if it wasn't.
So we get a Zulaport.
Yeah, Zulaport Cutthroat onto the board. And there's another one on top?
Yes.
Okay, so he had one in his hand, or he got one off Liliana. I think he had it in his hand.
He's been drawing cards as well.
Yeah. I almost forgot that Overwhelmed Mysteries is an insane value generator.
Uh-huh.
Right, so Ian is at 43.
Yeah. We might have a problem because our thingy stops at 99.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And we have the handshake. So Ian into the semi-finals.
Yeah.